But I think this brought us even closer.
All treatment options are available locally. Okay, so there is no need for the patients to travel abroad for the treatment also.
A historic moment unfolds as Bomet University attains its official charter, marking its formal recognition as a fully fledged public university. The event will be held on Wednesday, 4th of February 2026 at Bomet University College and will be graced by His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya. This milestone signifies a new era of academic excellence and transformational learning. As a chartered institution, we are committed to offering accredited programs in education, business, social sciences, agriculture, and technology. Admissions are ongoing. Bomet University, a charter for excellence.
Banks in Kenya now have a new formula for calculating loan interest rates. It's called Kesonia, or the Kenya Shilling Overnight Interbank Average. What is Kesonia? Kesonia is the average interest rate banks charge each other when they borrow money from each other. Think of it like the wholesale price of a bar of soap. Before a shopkeeper sets the retail price, they look at a wholesale price, then add transport, rent, and other expenses to get the final customer price. In the same way, banks use Kesonia as the starting point. They then add their operating costs, staff systems, rent, etc., and a risk premium based on your repayment history to determine your final loan interest rate. Why it matters? Kesonia is fair and transparent because it's based on real market costs and monitored daily by the Central Bank of Kenya. What this means for you? Paying loans on time can get you lower interest and access more credit. Your interest rate will be unique to you based on your repayment history. Even if you've defaulted before, you can rebuild your record and qualify for a better loan interest rate over time. Pay your loans on time, build a strong repayment history, and unlock more opportunities. Contact your bank for more information.
From wherever you are watching us in Kenya and around the world, this is Prime Edition.
Coming to you live from Broadcasting House along Harithuku Road in Nairobi, Kenya.
Good evening, I am Mboya.
I am Muchuma Odim.
Top in this live broadcast.
Shake-up at IEBC. CEO Marjan Hussein Marjan resigns ahead of reforms to be undertaken at Electoral Body's Secretariat.
The OND rainfall failed in these areas. Average may not be adequate to offset the deficit that is already on the ground.
Pushed to the limit, failed rainfall and biting drought leave more than 2 million Kenyans at risk of hunger. Securing the north. Government begins operations to flush out bandits in Isiolo, Laikipia, and Samburu counties. Plus, the green revolution. Kenya rolls out green reflective number plates for electric vehicles and motorcycles.
A warm welcome to all of you from wherever you're watching.
Our socials at KBC Channel 1 on X, Facebook and YouTube. Our sign language expert tonight is Lucy Mwaura.
And we begin with our lead story. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chief Executive Officer Marjan Hussein Marjan has resigned from his position.
In a statement to newsrooms this evening, the Commission claims Marjan's services were terminated mutually.
Now, the Commission says it will appoint an acting Chief Executive Officer before substantively filling the position, promising major reforms in the Secretariat meant to achieve internal accountability, institutional preparedness, and results-oriented systems.
Marjan has served as CEO since his appointment in March 2022 and has been steering the Commission after the 7 commissioner positions fell vacant up until its full reconstitution in July last year.
Now, the opposition leaders have been demanding his sacking over the alleged renewal of a tender for election management technology. Now, moving on, approximately 2.12 million Kenyans in Lamu, Mandera and Turkana are affected by drought-related stress.
This, according to the weatherman, who attributed to the failed and depressed rainfall witnessed during the 2025 October to November through to December short rain season.
Now, some of the factors that contributed to the failed and depressed rainfall include, number 1, the Indian Ocean dipole, La Nina, and the Maden-Julian oscillation.
The government says it has put in place proper mechanisms to support those affected.
Now, Opicho Chemtai was there and filed this following report.
Kenya is currently experiencing heat and drought stress, with Lamu, Mandera and Turkana counties being the most affected after experiencing failed rains in the 2025 October-November-December short rain season. At the 12th National Climate Outlook Forum in Nairobi, organized by Kenya Met Department, that brought together climate experts, policymakers, academia and researchers to discuss how to focus upstream from response to prevention and readiness.
The UK is currently now working on disaster risk finance.
Acting Director General of Kenya Met Department, Edward Muriuki, in giving the 2026 March-April-May season forecast.
Highlands west of the Rift Valley, highlands east of the Rift Valley, and the northwestern parts, we are anticipating average to above average rainfall. The eastern parts of the country, the ASAL parts, average to below average.
Noted that the country is not yet out of the woods, especially those counties that had failed and depressed rains.
Average may not be adequate to offset the deficit that is already on the ground because the OND rainfall failed in these areas.
These, even as he noted concerted efforts to ensure early warning alerts are dispatched to the counties.
We came up with the Weather Kiswahili Dictionary. We are trying to translate because these terminologies we realized we were just talking to ourselves.
Remains committed to working closely with the Kenya Meteorological Department and all partners to strengthen climate information services.
Muruki dismissed claims of a heat wave, saying above, below and depressed rainfall is expected in various counties during the coming March-April-May season.
Heat wave itangazwe katika mji wa Nairobi. Temperatures lazima, maximum temperatures ama hali ya joto ya kila siku ya juu lazima izidi 32.
Environment Cabinet Secretary Dr. Deborah Barasa, while acknowledging the heightened drought situation in the country, assured that the situation is manageable.
We're able to distribute food to the vulnerable communities and with the support from the commissioners to ensure that everyone, we are fully mapping everyone and everyone is really benefiting from the current government.
The Cabinet Secretary noted that understanding climate risk is crucial in deciding appropriate intervention mechanisms.
Have our experts at a county level who will now be working with the various sectors to ensure that everyone is well informed of the climate outlook.
Moving from crisis response to preparedness,
is a message that climate experts and policymakers are putting across that will ensure a success of early warning system that will actually benefit the affected communities. Opicho Chemtai for Prime Edition.
Meanwhile, the prevailing drought continues to ravage Mandera County with as many as 300,000 residents staring at starvation.
Now, the failure of the 3 consecutive rainy seasons has exacerbated water scarcity, causing a humanitarian crisis.
Kilifi County is not spared either, with education stakeholders in Rabai constituency raising alarm over the toll of drought on learning, with most learners missing class due to hunger.
Here is that report.
The prolonged dry has rendered surface water dry, increased migration of pastoral communities to the few strategic boreholes that can barely cope with the demand. In response, the County Department of Water Services has launched a monitoring and water tracking exercise.
Seeing that people are getting water quite nicely, although according to the members of the public, there's need for upscaling this program in some cases, especially the water tracking issue.
Wale ambao wamepewa hii kazi ya kuletea wananchi maji, wacha tuhakikishe kwamba tumewaletea kila mmoja ile trips ambayo amepewa aweze kusupply.
Far away in Rabai constituency, Kilifi County, the pangs of hunger have driven learners out of class.
Na hiki kiangazi kinatuathiri shuleni. Watoto wanaenda shuleni wakitoka lunch hour, wakienda nyumbani hakuna chakula, wanashindwa kurudi.
Kenya Post Authority has responded to their SOS with a donation of food items, but not enough for all learners.
Kuna chakula, kesho nitatuma lori ije itoe chakula, takuja kumpatia Mheshimiwa Kenga, mpe apewe.
KPA Managing Director Captain William Ruto made the announcement during the celebration of improved performance in the 2025 Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education at Jimba Primary School in Rabai. Elsewhere, the National Drought Management Authority has flagged off a peace caravan along the Garissa-Isiolo-Meru corridor to promote peaceful coexistence, negotiated grazing and responsible sharing of water and pasture resources as drought conditions in the region worsen. Speaking during the flag off at Modogashe town, NDMA Chief Executive Officer Colonel retired Hared Aden urged the communities to accommodate each other and share the available natural resources.
The elders to talk to the youth within those villages, their fellow elders within those villages, so that we appreciate the issue of the need to maintain peace.
Jana zilikongamana hapa, wakalala sehemu moja, wakakaa pamoja, wakakula pamoja, wakashare ideas pamoja, jinsi ya kuendelea kuishi kwa amani.
Kasichana Masha, Prime Edition.
On to security concerns now. The government has declared a multi-agency security operation targeting banditry-prone areas like Isiolo, Laikipia and Samburu counties beginning Wednesday this week.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen says the operation will not only target holders of illegal firearms, but also the financiers and supporters of the banditry activities.
Tilio Ismail was on that beat.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen presided over a security meeting in Isiolo County following weeks of banditry attacks in the areas around Isiolo town and parts of Meru County. The tough-talking CS said the multi-agency security operation that begins on Wednesday will continue until all the bandits are eliminated from the area.
Hiyo operation itakuwa chungu, itakuwa ina target bandits wenyewe, wale wanawapatia pesa ya kununua bunduki, wale wanawapatia pesa ya kununua risasi, wale ambao wananunua ng'ombe directly kutoka hawa wakiwapatia pesa ya kuendelesha hiyo kazi, na haitafanywa tu kwa sehemu moja, itafanya kwa sehemu zote safari moja.
Accompanied by a section of leaders led by Governor Abdi Guyo, The Cabinet Secretary cited Mukogodo Forest in Laikipia County, Kipsing area of Isiolo County, and Lependera Hills in Samburu County as some of the reported hideouts for notorious bandits, and which will be given special attention during the operation.
I want to tell people who are hiding in these forests where I have said Mukogodo, Labendera, Kipsing, all those areas, and you are hiding and staying together with bandits, please leave those places immediately. If you are sitting, protecting, and defending bandits, particularly kwa hiyo forest ya Mukogodo, you better leave before the close of the day tonight.
Operation ianze, wakora watu wangwe, wananchi wapate nini? Waziri vile kaunti anasema, na niambia rais juzi kabla hajakupigia simu nipigie. Biashara ya kumix siasa na security lazima waache.
Murkomen called on all those in possession of illegal firearms to surrender them out of their own volition or risk forceful disarmament during the operation.
I want to announce here in Isiolo that every citizen who has a gun which is not for government, you are not NPR, you are not police officer, wewe tu ni mtu ya kushika bunduki kuattack watu, you better surrender that gun the earliest.
Tilio Marco for Prime Edition.
Well, that story that was put together by Tilio Ismail Marco brings us to our first break here on Prime Edition. Coming up,
Busia governor is grilled by the anti-graft body in Bungoma County.
That's right, the commission. And Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, by the way, is the new party leader replacing the late Prime Minister Raila Odinga. All that coming up after the short break. Stay with us.
Are you a talented artist, or are you passionate about a topic you want to discuss? But money can be very hard to find for an upcoming artist. Don't worry, Studio Mashinani has got your back. Sign up on ajira.co.ke to book a session with your music and video producers across the country. Work on your music, jingles, spoken words, and even podcasts to realize your dream. All for free. Studio Mashinani, Radani Talent.
Why do we attract the wrong people? So why are we attracted to people who hurt us?
So you've grown up in a very maybe abusive environment, and now you're looking for familiarity.
Your relationship in a fuck work because the both of you want it to work.
They put in so much effort to get you, but when they get you, they stop.
So don't get into a relationship if it is not based on Christ himself.
Allow the word of God to bring light into every dark area of your life.
You're watching Prime Edition. We are back with the beginning of the second part of this live broadcast.
Talk to us on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1 as we bring you the details with the clarity you deserve.
That's right. President William Ruto now says that the ruling UDA party is overwhelmed by many aspirants seeking the party's ticket in the run-up to the 2027 general poll.
Speaking when he met leaders from Mount Kenya East, the president noted that he will host 12,235 aspirants on Wednesday at State House, Nairobi, a figure he says they never achieved during the Jubilee Party era.
Now here now is Abdi Aziz with the details of that story.
President William Ruto says the UDA party is attracting many aspirants seeking the party's ticket in the run-up to the 2027 general election.
Watu wanatafuta, sio wapigaji kura. Watu wa kutafuta kura ya kupigiwa.
The president said he will host 12,235 aspirants on Wednesday.
No political party has attracted this number of aspirants. Hata siku ile tulikuwa Jubilee, we never got here. Tunaelewana? because kuna watu wanasoma mambo kwa ground na wanajua hii serikali inaenda kuundwa mahali pale. You know, it's only a few people who cannot see where the government is going to be formed.
Leaders from the region have welcomed President Ruto's plan to hold pre-election talks with the ODM party.
The broadening of our political leadership, the inclusion of ODM and other parties, because we need to solidify national unity, and we support the president. Lakini kwa sababu nyumba yetu ni ya UDA, mimi naunga mkono tukue solid chini ya party leader wetu Rais William Ruto.
Your Excellency, na sisi ODM ikijipanga kuungana na wewe, sisi tukiwa community ya Meru lazima tukushike mkono katika chama ya UDA so that you can be as strong as the ODM. You cannot go to negotiate. You cannot go to negotiate with ODM when UDA is weak.
Lakini tunajua sisi ni mtu moja. We are behind and solidly behind your deputy president.
The president said that the construction of the Nithi Bridge and the 17-kilometer Meru Town bypass at a cost of 3 billion will commence in the coming months.
Tuko tayari na contractor ana mobilize. Mimi nataka alete contractor the other week ya bridge ya Nithi.
Ruto said key projects are already underway, including a 1 billion shilling upgrading of Meru County Hospital into a national referral facility, electricity connection for 30,000 households, 17 modern markets, several affordable housing projects, and key roads, among other projects being implemented in the region.
No administration has done the number of markets, not even a quarter. Na sio soko ya mabanda hii ya kwenda kujenga. Soko ya maana. Sindio, sio sheds. Sindio.
Abdiaziz Hashim for Prime Edition.
Oh yes. I remember.
I'll take you to Kitui, and Kitui County Governor Julius Malombe is tonight telling senators that his administration is yet to take full control of sand harvesting in that region.
The governor says the sector has been infiltrated by cartels who are frustrating the enforcement of a law that seeks to transfer the activity from the hands of community-based organizations to cooperatives.
That's right. The governor had an extremely hard time, by the way, explaining how the county government collects only 15 million shillings in revenue from that very same sand trade.
Our senior parliamentary affairs journalist Gishuki Washira has the details.
The Senator Moses Kajwang-led County Public Accounts Committee invited the Kitui County Executive, led by Governor Julius Malombe, to respond to audit queries on on-source revenue for the financial year 2024-2025. The Watchdog Committee, taking keen interest in the submission by the county government that only 15 million shillings was generated from the sand harvesting and transportation in the entire year.
Now, you have reported 4.1 million. 4.1 million, if you are to divide by 365 days, is an average of 11,000 per day. 11,000 per day, even if you took an average of 2,000 per truck, is 5 trucks per day. Is that reflective of the state of affairs on the ground? That there are just about 5 trucks every day paying cess in Kitui?
Chair, it depends with whether the sand is commercial or not commercial.
Immediately we feel like our intelligence is being insulted. We become very agitated. Kindly just answer the question. You are the ones who have given us these figures. Is it feasible that really in a day in Kitui that there are 5 trucks only that pay cess for sand? The answer is a straightforward no.
Attempts by the Kitui County Executive to attribute the meager revenue to lack of regulatory framework to manage the sand harvesting business in the past only elicited more questions from the senators on how the new regulations had improved the revenue collections.
More than 70% of the sand that was used to build this building came from Kitui County. So we are building cities with our sand. We are not getting a single cent as a county from that sand. And most worrying is that we are turning rivers, and I say the governor can correct me if I'm wrong, we are turning our county into a desert with every truck that ferries that sand.
What's coming out is there's a feeling from the members of the committee that there could be a cartel in Kitui County that is either collecting cess and not reporting, or not collecting cess at all.
Governor Malombe acknowledged the cartels were still running the sand harvesting business despite the county government enacting a law that would transfer the management of sand harvesting from community-based organizations to cooperatives and thereby eliminate cartels.
I won't deny that there are cartels. First of all, depending how we define a cartel in this particular instance. But if cartel means people who are doing business which is not regulated and who make sure there is no law and order. Previously, yes, there are cartels, but I can tell you they are on the run.
Even as the senators remain concerned that cartels are still benefiting illegally from resources that should be benefiting the people of Kitui, the Kitui County Executive is optimistic that the new law will phase out the cartels. Vishoki Washira, Prime Edition from Parliament Buildings, Nairobi.
On to politics Tuesday, Kalonzo Musyoka is now the party leader of the Azimio la Umoja Kenya coalition, replacing the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga.
Now, in the changes filed at the office of the Registrar of Political Parties, Karoli Omondi has replaced Jeanette Mohammed as the coalition's Secretary General, while former Nairobi Mayor Philip Kisia takes the position of Executive Director, formerly occupied by Raphael Tuju.
Yeah, Give us on Maina has the details.
With less than 2 years to the general elections, political realignments are at play, with leadership changes taking place within the Azimio la Umoja Kenya coalition party that now appears to be coming back to. A letter by the Registrar of Political Parties reveals the Azimio Council and its National Coalition Executive Council held a meeting on Monday, February 2nd, chaired by retired President Uhuru Kenyatta. The meeting ratified various leadership changes. Kalonzo Musyoka was named the new Azimio leader, replacing the late Raila Odinga. Suba South MP Karoli Omondi is the new coalition Secretary General, following the removal of Suna East MP Jeanette Mohammed from the position. Former Nairobi Mayor and politician Philip Kisia becomes the new Executive Director, replacing Raphael Tuju.
Former president served this nation with dignity.
Following the new development, Azimio affiliate National Liberal Party has written to the Registrar of Political Parties demanding the registrar to provide the coalition's deed of agreement, the current list of constituent parties, and details of those that have exited. Also, a section of professionals drawn from Siaya County has backed Eliud Owalo's presidential bid, citing his 10-point agenda as a transformative economic blueprint for the Nyanza region.
Siaya's time has come not to shout louder in politics, but to finally convert its land, water, intellect, and labor into shared prosperity.
We are strongly behind Eliud Owalo as Women and the Caucus for Women Siaya chapter, and we intend to mobilize it nationally because he's not going to be a Siaya leader. He's going to be a national figure.
Give us Maina, Prime Edition.
Tunatambulika kwa mandhari yetu ya kuvutia,
tamaduni zetu, ukarimu wetu, vyakula vyetu, uchapakazi,
na pia kwa sauti tofauti za watangazaji wetu waliobobea.
Libengo niko hapa aka upcoming sponsor, bila shaka hapa ni kama pedeshe, ma deep state, pia vile cartels.
Tunaenzi talanta za pwani, tunakuza talanta za hapa kwetu nyumbani.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tuko mjengoni kama kawa na wanangu wengine wawili.
Usikose kutegea 103.1 Pwani FM, station ambayo itakupa fursa ya kupata uhondo kamili wa pwani na kuleta Wakenya pamoja.
Pwani FM, tafrija ya kipwani.
Prostate cancer remains as one of the leading cancers amongst men and is responsible for taking many lives and leaving scores of survivors.
The doctor opened it
I was looking at him. Then I saw his face change a bit. But for us laymen, the word cancer spells doom. Word cancer is death.
Being physically active, avoiding obesity, good diet, mainly red meat also linked to the onset of aggressive forms of prostate cancer, so reducing the red meat intake.
We went to India, he had the cyber knife, and that is the time, from that time, we had been close even before.
Yeah.
But I think this brought us even closer.
All treatment options are available locally, okay? Yeah. So there is no need for the patients to travel abroad for the treatment also.
Welcome back.
On to the counties. A middle-aged woman has died in a road accident involving a boda rider at Mlango Kumi area on the Busia-Kisumu highway. 2
other passengers were rushed to a private hospital in Bulanda, Busia County, for emergency treatment.
This and other stories from our county's news roundup.
Witnesses says the motorcycle operator was attempting to overtake a fuel tanker on the wrong side of the road when the accident occurred, leading to the fatality.
Kwa bahati mbaya kuna trailer ambayo ilikuwa ina overtake hapa karibu na Menase Total. Hiyo trailer ikamgonga, ikamtoa kwa barabara na ikamkanyaga, pia ameumia, na yule alikuwa amebeba mmoja ameumia na mwingine kwa bahati mbaya tumempoteza. Pia tunaomba ya kwamba serikali tusaidie, hii barabara inafaa ipanuliwe. Hii barabara ni moja na hii barabara ndio inasavu watu wa bodaboda, inasavu watu wa matatu, inasavu watu wa matrailer.
Meanwhile, environmental conservation stakeholders in Kilifi County have converged to discuss sustainable and culturally grounded methods of conserving wetlands as the country marked World Wetlands Day.
Na nashukuru ya kwamba the Kaya group is here na vikundi vinginevyo wanahusika katika mazungumzo ya leo, na hivyo ni kuonesha ya kwamba sasa jamii tunaipatia kipaumbele katika mazungumzo yetu na katika maamuzi na sera za serikali.
In Migori County, 2 boys reported to Kanga Boys High School without school uniforms or beddings, carrying only their admission letters as they seek placement under their ongoing grade 10 transition.
For the 4,000 shillings, I wanted the school program maybe allow me get some things like 100 shillings for pocket money, and the other one they may change into the school fees maybe, and other things that I may need as basic needs.
We are appealing to anybody that can support those boys. They are quite a number.
Also in Meru County, Meru University of Science and Technology has introduced German language studies as a course aimed at equipping students with skills to access job opportunities abroad.
When we signed the Kenya-Germany Labour Mobility Partnership Agreement in September of 2024, one of the challenges that we saw was that getting many people to learn and to know the German language was going to be a problem. But I'm happy to see that institutions such as this one, such as Mboya University and others have taken the challenge. They are learning the language, they are teaching the language, and in a short time, we will have a large number of German speakers who have the right skills to be able to take up job opportunities in Germany, in Austria, in Switzerland, and in other places.
Finally, Mombasa Governor Abdul Swamad Sharif Nasir has outlined firm measures to improve service delivery in public health facilities across Mombasa County as part of reforms within the health sector.
If in 2 days Mombasa Care does not start, the governor of Mombasa will place himself, and I will personally pick watu ambao kwamba najua hawa ni watu wanafanya kazi katika ofisi yangu, niwaeke pale wanisaidie, kila anayekuja nijue mimi mwenyewe niasikie yale matatizo, sio?
Reporting for Prime Edition, I'm Aaron Marie.
very good evening to you. Time for the business news. My name is Betty Kiptum. Now, Kenya has rolled out green reflective number plates for electric vehicles and motorcycles, with existing automobiles given until June this year to transition. Plans are underway to offer incentives to motorists with electric vehicles and electric motorcycles bearing the green reflective number plates, such as subsidized parking and toll charges, dedicated parking spaces.
Kenya had about 25,000 electric vehicles as at mid last year, with electric motorcycles and bicycles making up about 95% of all registered in the total figure.
We are truly grateful for the direction that we have been given by the government. This gives us bigger confidence by the manufacturers and the investors in order for us to grow in the industry.
To drive uptake of electric vehicles, Kenya has launched the newly approved electric mobility policy, which, among other things, introduces new reflective green number plates, which will cost 3,000 shillings.
Going forward, every vehicle that will be registered will be given a green number plate. Going forward, the 24,000 which have already been registered will have the window to replace them progressively. You know, number plates are only 3,000 shillings. I don't, will suddenly, and there is cost of production.
Chirchir says motorists whose electric vehicles bear reflective green number plates will in the future enjoy lower parking and toll charges, access some restricted zones, and be earmarked for special parking spaces.
It's good optics for our country. It's important to basically appreciate how we are moving. It's marketing.
I think it's for us. It's almost like a badge of honor, because what happens in certain European capitals or more developed capitals, people who have green plates get certain privileges.
Kenya is encouraging the shift from internal combustion engine vehicles to electric vehicles due to these reasons.
We talked about energy. We talked about training. They talked about the cost of importation of fuel.
We are truly in the right track in terms of EV adoption in Kenya, and today is a testament of that. We are excited to play a part into that. There is a huge growth, and seeing that how it will impact the economy of Kenya.
Electric vehicle adoption in Kenya has been slowed by inadequate charging infrastructure, expensive initial cost of units, and low awareness among most members of the public.
In some developed countries, green number plates like this one will probably exempt you from parking fees or paying excess charges related to climate change. Here in Kenya, we are just starting the first step. Alan Aoko, Prime Edition.
And members of the public are calling on the government to ensure that all proceeds of the divestiture of a 15% stake in Safaricom to Vodacom are strictly ring-fenced for development. Some of the speakers at the Public Participation Forum at the Kenyatta International Convention Center questioned the timing and implications of the transaction, as Trevor Ngendo now narrates.
The joint sitting of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning and the Select Committee on Public Debt and Privatization witnessed sharp exchanges as members of the public voiced concern over the fate of the country's most profitable company.
Pesa ni yetu. So Safaricom ikienda kuuza ile shares si pesa ya serikali bali ni pesa ya nani? Sawa. Kwa hivyo sisi tunasema kuongea kusema mimi si support.
While fears were raised that partial divestiture could open the door to foreign control of critical digital infrastructure, supporters acknowledged the government's need to ease the fiscal pressure.
I support selling the shares, but to Kenyans.
Mimi na support hii kitu badala ya kuenda kukopa pesa.
From civil society actors and economists to small-scale investors, speakers said selling any public interest in Safaricom should be handled well.
If these shares are going to be converted of making good roads from here to Rukana, then we start getting those oil. That oil will assist us repaying back the loan or assisting us do other projects.
Na baada niko pale niko kwa zile nyumba za affordable, ninaona ile kazi inaendelea. So nikiona ni mambo ya development,
hiyo najua ni 100% hiyo pesa inaenda kufanya hiyo kazi.
You have also raised concerns about making sure that the fund is ring-fenced by law so that that money does not go to the consolidated fund services to pay for other things. And it's good that we have even discussed what happened during Eurobond, where we borrowed more than almost the equivalent of what we are raising now, but we cannot point out what exactly was done by that Eurobond.
Legislators maintain that the proposal is still under review, adding the feedback from the Public Participation Forums will be central role in Parliament's consideration of the proposed transaction. What has clearly emerged from this public hearing here is a deep sense of public caution over how the state handles its most valuable assets. While the government argues that the partial divestiture could ease the fiscal pressure, it's the view of the majority of Kenyans here that Safaricom is still a strategic pillar of Kenya's economy and should not be touched without absolute transparency or consensus. Trevor Ngendo for Prime Edition, Nairobi.
Now, Kenya will only partner with development agencies on agriculture projects that are aligned with government's policies. Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe says most agriculture donor projects do not yield desired results due to duplication of duties as donors overlook available data.
7.2 million farmers have so far been registered under the Kenya Integrated Agriculture Management Information System, some of who are being offered digital advisory services on agronomy, weather and market updates via mobile phones. Kenya is keen on deepening the use of technology in agriculture.
We want to make sure that we have enough food in the country. We want to make sure that we have enough jobs in the country.
He says most donor projects fail to yield the desired results as the funders shun government data.
We, as a country, must create the programs that we want funded by our development partners. And to that extent, the Ministry of Agriculture is going to be in the front of ensuring that the projects that we are going to discuss, the projects that we are going to implement, are projects that we have thought about very thoroughly and seen how they can have an impact on our people.
Kagwe says Kenya's agricultural priorities must be structured internally.
We have said to all our donors, let the programs be traditional, let the programs be things that have been created by Kenyans.
And county governments have a huge role to play in growing agricultural productivity.
Let's ensure that we have food security as a result of that support that we get. Let that support be realized on the ground and not just on paper.
Benson Rioba reporting for Prime Edition.
On behalf of the 25th Afro-Aid Medical Team, I bestow upon you the mission flag in the hopes that in the 2 years to come, you will work as one to complete the sacred task that is yours. Where are we going?
The world is so big, we should go and see more of it. But guess where?
The heartstrings are not looking too good either. It's going to be a bad period to recovery.
That's not good for recovery indeed. Change up the valves.
Yes, sir.
Wewe jibu ule mshtakiwa wa kwanza ule huko.
Inalingana ni saa ngapi unataka kuiba mwenzangu. Ukitaka kuiba mchana, it's still possible. Ukitaka kuiba kama unaonekana na Mungu usiku, it's still possible.
Usiingie kwa kesi ambayo
wewe unajua hata wewe sasa unatakana uko upande hii.
Exactly. Bora na ulaki.
Una kiherehere sana. Ngoja.
Wewe uone hapa iko Kiswahili anacheswa. Wewe ananunua pesa
kitu yenyewe walikuwa wakija wakichukua mchana.
Ikasi ni ngumu.
Ilikuwa mchana.
Nyinyi wote mchunge vile mnaongea. Excuse me. Ulikuwa na receipt. Excuse me, I'm not an office in my friend. I'm not an office.
Wewe.
I'm just a nightmare.
Wewe.
Excuse me.
Ati wewe ni nightmare.
watching Prime Edition now. Fees charged on accreditation services are likely to rise by at least 24% if the Kenya Accreditation Service Amendment Bill of 2025 is enacted in its current form. The Kenya Accreditation Service Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Walter Ongeti, says revision of the fees after 17 years has been proposed to align with economic realities and ensure sustainability. Members of the public have until Friday this week to submit views on the proposed bill at physical public participation sessions or the Kenya's website.
We are here for public participation on 3 critical documents. We are proposing to revise our fees. We are proposing to make some minor amendments to our laws, as well as regulations, general regulations of the Act. We do this because then we would want to ensure that that testing, that certification, and that inspection meets international requirements for goods, services, products that are produced in this country for the people of Kenya, as well as those that are going out there for international consumption and also for export. We have provided avenues in terms of our website. It is available, it is open. You can access the documents there, download. We've put there the email address that you can share with us. There are also telephone contacts there. We have social media platforms which you can actually engage with us.
The Kenya Tourism Board has renewed its focus on the African traveller as part of a broader strategy to grow arrivals and diversify source markets. Kenya Tourism Board officials say proximity, direct flights and ease of travel make the East African market attractive and well-positioned for sustained growth.
As part of its recovery strategy, Kenya is enhancing its focus on domestic and regional tourism, positioning Africa as a key growth market. Officials say regional travelers offer more predictable and resilient demand, helping stabilize the tourism sector amid global economic uncertainties.
Last year, we received 66,000 tourists from Rwanda, mainly for beach. They came for honeymoon, they came for holiday, just to experience the Kenya beach and as well as safari.
Out of the 2.5 million tourists who visited Kenya last year, about 900,000 came from African countries, underscoring the continent's growing contribution to tourism growth. This comes as tour operators from Rwanda sampling Kenya's coastal tourism offerings describe the visit as an eye-opener, saying Kenya's coast offers a unique blend of beach, culture and safari experiences that would strongly appeal to travelers.
We need to promote Kenya. Tembea Kenya promotes Kenya. So there's a lot of potential in the Kenyan market.
Mombasa, to be specific, is the access to the sea, the beaches. It's just not something common. Just having a hotel and access to the beach just at the entrance. That's what's so super.
The Kenya Tourism Board says deeper collaboration with regional tour operators will play a critical role in positively positioning Kenya.
This year we are planning to grow the market more, and that is why we have invited these tour operators to assist us in marketing in the source market.
Ndota Mokami for Prime Edition.
That story by Ndota Mokami brings us to a close of the business news this evening. This Prime Edition continues after this quick break. My name is Betty Kiptum. Good night.
Je, wewe ni mpenda soka? Na je, wajua kuwa KBC mwenzio wako wa dhati michezoni anakujali? Ndio maana KBC Channel 1 hukuletea taarifa na uchambuzi wa soka.
Kafu ndio wamechukua usukani
humu nchini, barani Afrika na ugaibuni, ikiwemo EPL, Serie A, Bundesliga na ligi zingine. Mashabiki pia hutuzwa kwa kujibu maswali kuhusiana na soka.
Swali letu la leo.
Haya yote ni kwenye kipindi cha Dunda Dunda kwenye KBC Channel 1 kila Ijumaa kuanzia saa 5 asubuhi hadi saa 6:30 mchana.
Nawahimiza Wakenya waendelee watch Dunda Dunda show.
KBC, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Thank you for keeping it Prime Edition. Let's get into other developments before Mboya brings us the sports beat. Busia Governor Paul Otuoma was Tuesday grilled by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission over a 1.4 billion shillings tender fraud in the county. The probe is based on numerous reports from members of the public and the Senate regarding entrenched corruption and theft of public funds by Busia County public officials, largely through revenue diversion and irregular procurement. Here is that report.
The 7-hour grilling and statement writing at the EACC Western Region office in Bungoma by Busia Governor stems from numerous public complaints of suspected fraud in awarding of tenders amounting to 1.4 billion shillings.
A few issues they wanted us to clarify, and they wanted us to clarify in terms of some issues that had arisen in Busia. On issues of, trailer parks, on issues to do with procurement.
I wish to confirm that he was summoned to our office today at the Bungoma office, where he is appearing to record a statement. He is not being arrested, but he is being interrogated. He is being writing a statement, and we are also investigating him among other 8 officials of the county government of Busia for alleged irregularities in procurement or various projects within the county of Busia.
The governor and 8 other county officials are being probed over irregular award of tenders and payments to 26 proxy companies operated by family members and their associates.
So that as an investigative body, they'll be able to look into it and be conclusive. Some matters are not new. They are already in public domain. Some are already in the Senate through the Auditor General's reports. Some, we have been taken to court. Some are litigations in court. So these are already matters before the public domain.
The money in question include 90 million, 31,678 paid to 4 private entities, namely Bayer Farm Care Limited, Liokizi Investment Limited, and Multidose Agro Supplies Limited, allegedly linked to the governor and his family.
I think that is being very unfair to them, because as I told you, there are hundreds and hundreds of files here, going all the way back to 2013. And I'm sure they will be in a better position to give you those answers.
As part of these investigations, the Commission conducted a search operation last year, targeting 3 CEC members, namely Topista Wanyama for Finance, Peter Odima for Lands, and Paul Olunga for Youth and Sports. They also carried out searches in the houses of Chief Officer Gibson Ojambo Wafula for Finance and 2 directors, Evans Wandera and Leonard Omacha, for Supply Chain and Management.
Because as I told you, some of matters are going back to 2013 up to current.
The governor was also required to shed light on alleged irregular procurement and economic crimes in the construction works for the Busia Trailer Park Yard during the 2023-2024 financial year. Documents unveiled indicate that the county government irregularly leased land for the construction of Trailer Park Yard in Busia town without any tendering process. In the lease, the county is alleged to have signed an agreement with a contractor, MS Athi Limited, for a term of 25 years at an annual rent of 1.4 million Kenya shillings, the money to be adjusted every 5 years upward at a rate of 10%. The county was then to receive 30% of revenue collected and the company to retain 70%. Achola Simon, Prime Edition, Bungoma County.
Welcome to sports. Head coach Jacqueline Juma has unveiled the final Rising Starlet squad that will play Tanzania this weekend in a 2-legged FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifier. Now, the selected squad, is largely made up of a team that recently aged Ethiopia and also features a blend of fresh energy and returning faces. Among the notable additions is Genevieve Mithel, who makes a return to the national team after previously featuring for the Kenya Under-17. The squad also welcomes Hilda Natecho, and Pauline Nalima, who earned their maiden collapse. Rising Starlets will host Tanzania in the first leg of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifier on the 7th of February at the Ulinzi Sports Complex before traveling to the Azam Complex. That's in Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, for the return leg 7 days later. World Athletics has officially ratified a series of historic performances on the track, including the 1,500 mark set by Kenya's Fanuel Koech in the World Under-20 Championship.
18-year-old Fanuel Koech set the world under-20 record in the 1500 meters, where he clocked 3 minutes, 27.72 seconds last June in the Paris-Wada Diamond Meet, where he finished second behind eventual winner Azedine Habs. The previous record of 3 minutes, 28.81 seconds was set by Ronald Kumoi in Monaco in July 2014. That performance by Koech puts him 9th on the world all-time list. Another World Under-20 record that has been ratified is Australian Isaac Beckcroft 10,000 meters walk record set in the NSL Walk Championship in Sydney on the 11th of December, where he clocked 38 minutes, 2.68 seconds to erase the old mark of 38 minutes, 46.4 seconds set by Russia's Viktor Buraheu in Moscow in 2020. Grant Fisher's time of 12 minutes, 44.09 seconds, set in Boston on February 14, has been officially ratified by the World Athletics. The record came at the BU David Hemery Valentine International just 6 days after Fisher broke the world 3,000 meters short track record in New York. His finish shaved 5 seconds off the previous world record set by Ethiopia's Kenenisa Bekele back in 2004.
Marcola stands severe with a 4-1 demolition at the Son Moix in the Spanish La Liga as Udinese edged Roma 1-0 in a tight Serie A game. Both games delivered drama, goals and tactical statements as the race for crucial points continued. Vedat Muriki opened the scoring for Mallorca in the 25th minute from a penalty spot. Sevilla responded just before halftime through Neil Maupa's sharp finish. But the second half belonged to hosts as Samu Costa restored their lead in the 53rd minute. Saji Dada made it 3-1 in the 74th minute and Pablo Torre capped the route deep into stoppage time. In the Serie A, Eugen 49th minute free kick took a wicked deflection to beat Roma keeper as Udinese won by a solitary goal. Roma pushed for an equalizer, but Brian Cristante's late effort was ruled offside, while keeper Maduka Okoye kept them at bay through his saves.
Kellenkamp takes a touch. and it goes in. 4 minutes after the restart, and it is Udinese. Finally, the ball comes in. Dika, Tsimikas across, and headed in by Cristante. But the offside flag has gone up. Goes to Atta, long way out. Why not? Good save, Svila. Zamura. Kellenkamp, it's a floating one. Punched by Svila straight to Umar Solé. The power of Umar Solé releases Davis. Kellenkamp in the middle. And Mancini stops it from reaching Jurgen Kellenkamp.
Staying with soccer, Sunderland got a statement win last night by beating Burnley 3-0 at the Stadium of Light in the Premier League. The win saw them move up to 8th position with 36 points on the table. Burnley's poor run of form through Diarra and Talby to bag the all-important points. Meanwhile, the Carabao Cup League leaders Arsenal are set to host rivals Chelsea at the Emirates Stadium tonight in the second leg, carrying a 1-goal advantage after securing a 3-2 win in the first leg.
Mukiele in a good position, cutting it back. Diarra, he's done it again. Pick that one out to Bramka.
That took their tally to a remarkable 23 goals from set pieces in all competitions. Nobody else comes close. Can Chelsea keep the Gunners at bay? Another wicked delivery by Declan Rice, and it's glanced in! And Ben White has opened up the scoring against Chelsea. Not afforded too much space in the first half by Marc Cucurella, but he's in behind the Spaniard now. Gyökeres up there with him, on it goes to Saka's left foot. White's delivery, and it will fall for Gyökeres, who steps up to deliver in the semi-final. Chelsea do typically have a very strong record at this stage of the competition. They have progressed from the semi-final at 10 of their last 16 appearances in the final four. Neto teasing one in. Garnacho. Chelsea have one back. Alejandro Garnacho, the substitutes. Marino. Zubimendi getting forwards into the area too.
Well, and that's all we had time for in the sports segment, in the business segment, and also in the local news segment. We've got to go now. We want to thank you so much. But perhaps before we go, you want to read some acknowledgements there from some of you viewers.
Many people watching KBC Channel 1 across the globe. Rosalie Phillips watching KBC Channel 1 from Kathiani in Kitui West. And today you are turning 70. Happy birthday to you. Lazarus watching KBC Channel 1 from Nairobi West, and you're saying you are a supporter of Manu. We can go on and on and on, but before we put a cap on it, Frederico Cheng watching KBC Channel 1 from Narok. Thank you so much for your company. Our sign language expert tonight is Lucy Mwaura. I am Muchuma Odim.
How old was the birthday girl?
70.
70?
Yeah.
Okay. That's 18 years with 52 years of experience. Well, we have to go. Thank you. Thank you very much for choosing us as your preferred channel of choice for your news. We'll do this over again next week on Monday and Tuesday at
9 p.m.
I'm Tom Mboya. Good night and God bless you.
Saa hii ukidial *419# option 4 ama uingie kwa tushinde.com, hakuna probox. Jaribu.
Ni ukweli. Yaani nimeshaingia na ndio tunafyeka.
Pia inaona iko ndani. Wanaongelea nini hao?
Ni shamba.
Na sio moja, sio mbili, shamba 3 hapa Juja.
Very nice.
Na ni area moja development na growth iko promising sana. Stima iko ndani. Hiyo. Maji inapatikana.
Wow.
Security iko sawa na all basic amenities zinapatikana. Shamba ni 3 na